From going from one of the worst organizations in all of sports to finally be able to confidently say that this Detroit Lions team is a Super Bowl contender feels extremely weird, but I got to give all the credit in the world to Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell from the culture that they built here in Detroit. I'm going to use Dan Campbell's analogy here. We started in the Arctic Ocean, 3-13-1. We got the foundation pieces in here. Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jared Goff, Frank Ragnow. We're trying to see who fits the culture, who fits Dan Campbell, who wants to play hard for this Detroit Lions team, who's gritty, who doesn't give up, who's going to compete to the final whistle regardless of what's happening. We're dodging all these icebergs in the Arctic Ocean that 3-13-1 season. We're cruising along. We finished that season pretty good. We're feeling pretty good about ourselves going into the next season. But then we start 1-6. It seems like we're about to hit a huge iceberg like the Titanic. It seems like it seems like this culture is going to go away. Everyone wants to get rid of Dan Campbell. Doesn't seem like anything's happening. Then we finish that season like 7-2. Everyone's on top of the world. Everyone's feeling good. We're going into the next season saying if we win a playoff game and we win the division, this season was a success, and this Detroit Lions team overachieves. And that's why I'm confident enough to say that this Detroit Lions team is a Super Bowl contender. All these guys we're in the Arctic Ocean, we're in the Caribbean now. Doesn't mean it's going to be smooth sailing. Doesn't mean there's not going to be waves coming. But this team is talented. This team is battle tested, and that's why I'm confident enough to say that this Detroit Lions team is a Super Bowl contender. Look at the strengths of this team. We got a quarterback. We got one of the best offensive lines in the league, if not the best offensive line, if not the best running back duo in the league, running back field in the league. And then your wide receivers, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, you got Jamison Williams, you got Sam Laporta. Your offense is one of the tops in the league, if not the top offense in the league. And then your back seven on your defense is talented. Your linebackers are solid, your safeties, and your corners are good. That's the opposite of last year. Only thing I'm concerned about right now with this Detroit Lions team is their defensive line. But that defensive line is going to be fine, baby. You got Matt coming back healthy. You got DJ Reader. You just added that team. And hopefully Marcus Davenport stays healthy and Hutch turns into what we all expect Hutch to be. Hutch is going to work. He's the one that fits Dan Campbell's culture. You could pretty much say Aiden Hutchinson is Dan Campbell's culture. It's how I feel about this game. And the coaching staff that we have. This coaching staff is unbelievable. That defensive line coach that we got, one of the best defensive line coaches in the league. The goal is to win the division, host some playoff games. That makes the easiest route to the Super Bowl, man. This team is full of big game experience. Last year when we went to the NFC Championship, and this is what I mean. The foundation guys that have been here in the middle of the Arctic Ocean from the 3-13-1 team, they're battle tested. That's what gives me the confidence to say that this team will buy into Dan Campbell's message, and this team will go all the way to the Super Bowl because they've been battle tested. These guys work hard, and their ultimate goal is to get back to that Super Bowl. They have got bad taste in their mouth, and they're going to get behind Dan Campbell's message. You know Dan Campbell's going to tell them we're going to the Super Bowl, and that's the whole message. They're going to work so hard so they get there. That's why, like I said earlier in the beginning of the video, I give all the credit in the world to Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell from the team they built, the culture that they built here. They got players in here that they're not going to take no for answer. They're going to do their job, and they're going to do it well. And if they're not doing it well, the next person up is going to come in and do that job, and they're going to do it well. That's how this roster is constructed. That's why this team is a Super Bowl contender, and that's why this team is here to stay. This team reminds me of Michael Jordan when he was battling the bad boys. He couldn't get over that hump, couldn't get over that hump, and then finally breaks through that barrier. That's what this Detroit Lions team reminds me of. One of those young teams that's up and coming, up and coming, up and coming. You're in the Arctic Ocean. You're in the Arctic Ocean. You're in the Arctic Ocean. Oh, shoot, the Caribbean's right there. It's real. Don't get scared to say it, man. The proof is in the pudding. You got your foundation pieces here. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown. You got Penei Sewell. You got Jared Goff, one of the top offensive lines in the league. Your secondary looks unreal. You got a lockdown corner out there in Carlton Davis. You just drafted two corners that are extremely talented. It's time to get excited about this Detroit Lions team. You got Kirby Joseph. You got Jack Campbell back there. You got Ifatu Malafanu. You got Alex Anzalone on the defense. You got DJ Reader. You got Hutch. You got Aleem McNeil. This roster is uber talented. It's time to stop talking about it, and it's time to go to work. I'm excited. What do you guys think down below? Let me know what you guys think of the Detroit Lions, or if you're confident enough to say that this Detroit Lions are a Super Bowl contending team. I just can't wait for the season to start, but I also don't want summer to fly by. But like I said, they were in the Arctic Ocean. The Caribbean's on the horizon. We're almost there. We busted through it last year. Now it's time to go take what's ours. Let me know what you guys think about the video down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. One Pride signing out, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.